As the true leader of the evil space aliens, he managed to take down the original Dino Zords, have his own team of Putty Patrollers, and even have his own team of evil Dark Rangers, which, albeit ugly and disgusting, still, good job. I'm proud of Zedd. So after almost 20 years, is it possible for Lord Zedd to return in Power Rangers Dino Fury? Let's talk about it. Yo, what's up everybody, it's Este here and welcome back to another video, and today I'm so excited to talk about this. Lord Zedd, one of the biggest villains in Power Rangers history, one of the big bads in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, might be coming back to the latest season of Power Rangers, aka Power Rangers Dino Fury, another dinosaur season, and what better way and what better villain to bring back than Lord Zedd, the man himself. Now, Lord Zedd's amazing. He was actually like one of the first original Power Ranger villains that the Sentai never had. He's a complete own American creation. He's ugly and scary and probably gave a lot of kids nightmares in the 90s. Trust me. He was the main antagonist of Season 2 and also Season 3, while also showing up in both Zeo and in space. Now, even though Lord Zedd throughout the time of the show became a little bit more comical and less evil and more jokey, Lord Zedd is still a big bad villain, someone you don't want to mess with. Even though he was scared of the Machine Empire. That was a little weak and cowardly of Zedd, but with Rita, they became one of the most iconic villains in Power Rangers history. So, could he actually return? We're going to talk about that in a second, but if you're excited for Lord Zedd to come back in Dino Fury, leave a big like on this video because 1,500 likes and you know, he'll come back. I don't make the rules here. So we first learned of Lord Zedd's possible return through French descriptions of future Dino Fury episodes. Shout out to Twitter user Timer, by the way, who actually runs a French Power Rangers website. I think that's really cool. So this is the description we got translated into English. It's Halloween time. The Rangers prepare their costumes. Ollie makes his friends believe that he is scared of nothing. But is he that brave? When Lord Zedd shows up in the woods where he is supposed to meet his friends, he is a bit scared. Understandably, because Lord Zedd's mission is to get rid of the Power Rangers. Now, in first read, I think this is really cool because I know for a fact that the holidays, like the Halloween and Christmas episodes, they don't really do anything like that special with it or do little cute stuff for the fans. I know they did that in Super Ninja Steel when they had, I think, Wes come back for the Christmas special. Also, in that same episode, they bought like Sledge back and Poisandra back and also Coda from Dino Charge. So that was probably one of the best Christmas episodes in terms of old Power Ranger stuff coming back. But for a Halloween episode, I think it's a great idea to have Lord Zedd back because he is one of the big bads, very scary, and it makes sense, Halloween. Then the Pop channel in the UK actually released a similar description. It goes like this. Ollie boasts to his friends that he's afraid of nothing, but when the other Rangers are captured by a formidable foe, Ollie realizes his biggest fear. If you don't remember Pop, by the way, they were actually one of the channels that had a 24-hour Power Rangers channel. I made a whole video about it. Go check it out. One thing to note here is that this UK description doesn't mention the return of Lord Zedd, just calls it a formidable foe, while the French one does, which I think is really peculiar. But all that aside, we gotta turn into Germany and check what they're doing because shout out to Twitter user Hurricane Gold. We got pictures and more descriptions. On Twitter, he posted a thread of multiple images of future episodes of Dino Fury, one of them, of course, being episode 14, the Halloween episode, and guess who is there? Lord Zedd himself. It's official, y'all. Look at this picture right here, guys. We see Lord Zedd, we see some Sporix beasts, some ghosts of previous villains the Dino Fury Rangers have destroyed, including Wolfgang, who actually appeared in the episode where Mick from Ninja Steel came back. So, coincidence? I think not. I think not. We see the Dino Fury Rangers tied up there, and we also see a new monster, the monster of the day for the Halloween episode, that has actual bones on him, which makes sense for that monster with bones to team up with Lord Zedd, because Zord is flesh, this monster, this Sporix beast is bones. They about to make a whole human. That's all I'm gonna say. Also, if you're enjoying this video so far, be sure to subscribe and ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on any single one of my videos. I upload Power Ranger videos every single week, and I'm sure you don't want to miss them. So could it be true? Could Lord Zedd actually return? Could this be the actual villain himself and not some fake? Let's think about it for a second. The last time we saw Lord Zedd was back in 1996 during Countdown to Destruction, when he invaded the Vika Galaxy and captured the Zeo Gold Ranger. And at the end of the episode, when Zordon's energy wave went throughout the whole Power Rangers universe, we saw Lord Zedd turn into a human and become purified. Zedd was spared alongside his wife, Rita, who actually turned into a human as well. And they would happily dance together and live happily ever after, one could assume. However, we know that sometime before his purification, he had a son, Thrax, which was the main villain and once a Ranger and battled the Operation Overdrive Rangers and a legendary team of Rangers. He was once sealed by the Sentinel Knight, became free. That episode was crazy. Go check out my Once a Ranger review if you haven't seen it already. But it was the year of Once a Ranger that really caught my eye in the terms of history of the Lord Zedd character and what it could mean for his return in Dino Fury, and that is the game Power Rangers Super Legends. After In Space, we learned that Zedd's human form is an accomplished archaeologist on Earth. I think someone like Tommy Oliver, right? Was Tommy an archaeologist also? A paleontologist? Paleontologist, that's different. But even with his second chance of being good, he was still curious about his past life as a villain. So he discovered a set of time crystals, and he would look into the past and is instantly corrupted by the powers of his past self. So, you know what happens from here. Lord Zedd would return and try to take over the world once again. He enjoyed making use of the time crystals to create chaos in the Power Rangers timeline, going to different points in the universe and teaming up with many different villains to destroy the Power Rangers once and for all. No mention of Rita though, as I guess she's doing her own duties as the Mystic Mother, as we seen in Power Rangers Mystic Force back in 2006. Now, even though he didn't win or get destroyed per se, he's still alive in a way. He would accidentally drop a time crystal and get stuck in a void of time. Now, the game isn't really canon or all in the Power Rangers universe. I think it's still very interesting to take a look at the game in terms of how they can bring Lord Zedd back. But I think we should also take a look at the season before Dino Fury, that being Power Rangers Beast Morphers. After nearly 24 years after his purification, Lord Zedd's staff could be seen as one of the many villain relics that could be seen in Ryjack's collection, that was eventually acquired by Evox and his minions. Evox, of course, was planning to revive one of the big bad villains to team up with him to destroy the Power Rangers of many different universes. He had already revived Sledge and his crew, and he needed one more big bad villain. Lord Zedd was suggested, but Robo Roxy said, you know, this dude kind of betrayed King Mondo and fled, so let's not have him in our crew. So Lord Zedd didn't get revived at all, and instead one of his minions got revived instead, that being Goldar, gaining a new form called Goldar Maximus. Now, keep this in mind, because if you look back at the Dino Fury picture of episode 14, you can see that the form that Lord Zedd has is very different from the one that he had back in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And one could say it's probably because, you know, the suit deteriorated over time and they needed to make a new suit, but what about the in-universe explanation? Now, even though this picture's not in 4K, it's still kind of blurry, this new form that Zedd has is pretty cool. So could this be Lord Zedd Maximus in a way? Basically a powered up version of our favorite galactic warrior? Who knows? We can assume that Lord Zedd's staff is still around the universe somewhere and could easily be reatomized into a more powerful being. But we gotta keep a lookout for that Sporix beast next to Zedd, because in the Sentai Real Soldier, that monster is a necromancer. So that dude could have bought back Zedd instead of having a gun to reanimize him. Sadly though, if Lord Zedd does come back, we won't be getting the original voice actor Robert Axelford, as he has passed away many years ago. And if we were to guess that they bought back the voice actor they used for the Beast Morphers episode, I'm assuming that fans are not gonna like this. So this episode could cause a lot of controversy in the fans of if they bought Lord Zedd correctly or not, because they did purify him back in Space, so they could retcon his whole character arc. But assuming how Dino Fury is good so far and doing great in terms of the last decade of Power Rangers seasons, I think if they were to bring Lord Zedd back, they'll do it correctly in a way that still honors his character in the past. There's honestly so much that can happen here. They could bring back Slither to disguise as Lord Zedd. That could be a possibility. Or this could all be a dream by Ollie, and it'd be, oh, I had a very scary dream. I saw Lord Zedd and you guys were tied up. I'm not scared of anything anymore. That could be the easy way of them doing this. I hope they don't do it. Simon Bennett, are you watching this? I know you already shot the episode and already edited. It's ready to come out, but let's not do that, all right? What do you guys think? Is Lord Zedd actually going to come back into the Power Rangers universe? And if so, what is your explanation on bringing him back? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, @DonFuego. I'm also on Instagram, @NotDonFuego. Have a great morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you're at. And of course, and as always, stay awesome, everybody.